Hi, this is JD, and welcome to this week's episode of 10-Year Transformation. This week's episode is coming to you from the airport waiting lot at JFK. The topic of this week's video is very important, and it's part of your 10-year transformation journey that I'm on, so I'd like to share it with you. Part of getting your financial house in order has a lot to do with keeping your ego in check. A lot of times people are apprehensive about doing stuff, really important stuff, to address their financial situation because of their ego. Their ego tends to keep them locked in to various, whether it's expenses or financial constraints or something that they sort of imagine in their mind. And what I mean by that is this: if you take me for example. I have a college degree. I spent many years on Wall Street, and I've had businesses since then. But from time to time, throughout the course of my entrepreneurial journey, there have been times when money, just wasn't flowing as well as I like. And in those situations, you have to make determinations about where you have to access, what you have to do to earn additional money, plain and simple. And that was a very big part of my 10-year transformation plan, was really getting my financial house in order. And I've always had a lot of different jobs. I've always been willing to, get my hands dirty and do what needs to be done in order to provide for my family and fulfill my financial goals and be respectful of the commitments I've made, bills and whatnot. So, to make a long story short, I found myself in a situation where my primary business as an insurance adjuster has been somewhat slow. I made a transition away from the blind business, installing window treatments as kind of a part-time business. I moved away from that, even though it's a very successful business. I moved away from it because it wasn't truly congruent with who I am, and I found myself in a situation where I needed to earn additional money to offset the ebbs and flows of my primary business as a insurance adjuster, as I mentioned. So I was very fortunate. A friend of mine from when I was trading commodities he had been driving, basically taking airport runs, taking people to different events, weddings and whatnot, and he was been doing well at it, and he's enjoyed it. So to make a long story short, I asked him if there was an opportunity maybe for me to get into it, because it seemed to afford the flexibility that I needed to do the other things that were important to me. As I said, primary insurance adjuster, writing, making these videos, committing to that, being congruent with that, living that life, and also just in general, just providing the additional money I need to smooth out when the insurance adjusting business hasn't been as busy as I would like. So to bring you back to that point and why I'm here today. So today's a Sunday morning. I got up. I worked very hard this week. 7 days I've worked this week. I've made very good money, and I'm very appreciative and very grateful of it. But a lot of it has to do with, keeping your ego in check. A lot of times people find themselves locked into a financial situation that maybe isn't that healthy because their ego is preventing them from doing what is necessary. Whether that's getting a job that they deem beneath them, or cutting expenses, or maybe eliminating that twice a week eating out that they've become accustomed to. People do not want to, myself included. Your ego kind of keeps you locked into doing things sometimes that maybe aren't the best for you. And so I want to touch upon this and show you that, not only am I talking the talk, I'm walking the walk. I'm out here on a Sunday morning, like I said, worked about 60, 70 hours this week, all types of getting in, 2 o'clock in the morning. I worked a 16-hour day on Friday, doing what is necessary in order to reach my financial goals. I had to brush my ego aside. To be very honest, it's not the easiest thing in the world, brushing your ego aside. And your ego can really be holding you back. There's been a lot of talk. I've watched videos and they've mentioned that, and it's something I've done battle with throughout my life, battling my ego, because I do hold myself to very high standards, and I do expect a lot from myself. And sometimes, quite frankly, I find myself asking, how did I end up in this situation? I feel like I've done the right thing continually, but yet I'm in a situation where maybe I have to do something that maybe like I said, I'm beating around the bush, but something that I feel might be beneath me. But I'm doing it anyway, and I have to give myself props for that, but it doesn't make it any easier, because your ego really can be bruised in situations like the reality is maybe you have to get one of these gig jobs. Maybe you have to download 5 apps onto your phone and be hustling constantly. If you really are truly committed to reaching your financial goals and making that long-lasting change as part of your 10-year transformation, these are decisions you may have to make. The other thing I want to mention is, and I said I'm very grateful to my friend for getting me this job, but you have to learn to appreciate where you are. And by that I mean, don't do it begrudgingly. Doing it begrudgingly and doing a half-assed job because you're angry that you're doing it is the wrong way to approach it. You should be approaching everything that you do, whether it's like what I'm doing or a different gig, you should be approaching it from a standard of excellence. This week, I'll give you a perfect example. There's a roadie app where you make deliveries. I picked up some boxes from U-Haul. I delivered them to someone that was moving, but I remained my standard of excellence. I always maintain my standard of excellence. I was dressed properly. I was considerate. I did the right thing. So what I'm saying by that is there's no sometimes excellent. You can't turn on and off being excellent. You have to approach everything you do with a standard of excellence. And that's what I do exactly with this new position. I get dressed, I make sure I'm dressed properly, I make sure I treat the customers with respect, I make sure I offer outstanding customer service, and basically give them the experience to show that I am a person of excellence. I have a high standard of excellence. That's very, very critical, because sometimes I see people, whether they're doing Instacart shopping or something like that, and I see them kind of doing it begrudgingly, or when you ask them what they do, it's, but I want to be a rock star, but right now I'm doing Instacart, or something like that. And that's a very difficult thing, and that's your ego speaking, because you're making an excuse for something that you're doing. But the reality is, you're not out carjacking anyone. You're not out begging on the street corner. You're out there working. So you should be proud of what you're doing and approach it with a standard of excellence. And that's very, very important. And that's why I'm glad I waited till the end of the week to do this video, because I can look back and say, hey, I worked seven days this week. I busted my butt and I made very good money, and I'm proud of what I did. I offered excellent customer service. I got people where they needed to be, safe and sound, and they appreciated it. So yes, maybe it's not nuclear fission, but I'm proud of what I did. You may think I'm foolish, but that's how I approach it. You also have to, what I was mentioning is, you also have to evaluate needs to be done. If money is an issue, you have to realize that you're going to have to look at these alternatives. Maybe you can't generate the income that you need from your primary job, so you're going to have to leave yourself open to different opportunities, such as I did. And that's very, very important. You can't be closed-minded. You can't sit and complain and say, I don't have any money, when you're watching Netflix, binging Netflix, and you could be out working with one of these apps. There's so many opportunities out there with these apps. I have Roadie on my phone. I have Instacart on my phone. I have InstaWork on my phone. I've been trying to get onto Amazon Flex for quite a while. These are all different opportunities that allow you to make extra money. If you turn around and make an extra $50 a day and you work 30 days, and I'm not telling you to do so, don't say, oh, I need the weekends off. BS. If you're in financial straits, you have to work and forget the weekends. I do it. Everyone does it that really needs it, and don't sit and complain about it. But if you, getting back to my point, if you made $50 a day, you make $50 a day, it's $1,500 a month. Don't complain about your rent. There's $1,500 a month out there floating, just waiting for you to grab it, if you're willing to do the work. So, and quite honestly, without getting onto my soapbox, there's a lot of people that rather sit and complain than turn around and go pick up that $1,500. And that's the truth. And it's an unfortunate statement, but it is the truth. As again, I said, approach everything, do it with pride. Don't apologize for what you're doing. You're out there working toward reaching your financial goals. Yes, Everyone wants to be a millionaire. Yes, everyone wants to, well, a millionaire is nothing anymore. Everyone wants to be a billionaire. Everyone wants these things. Yes, it's true. Yes, you have to swallow your pride and you have to do it, and maybe you turn around and say, but I have a college degree. Yes, I have a college degree as well. You know what it counts for? Zero. It counts for zero. I turn around, I show up every day, I do my job. And you know what? Tomorrow my insurance adjusting business could become crazy busy, and I'll turn my focus to that with the same standard of excellence. I'm not going to approach it from desperation, because that's what a lot of people do. They get themselves into a situation where they're approaching things out of desperation because they didn't do the hard things when they had to. So now they find themselves in a desperate situation. Again, like I said, swallow your pride and make the change. Avoid judging yourself. I constantly find myself in a situation where I'm judging myself, like, what kind of idiot are you that you have to do this? I can't believe that you're turning around and delivering boxes from U-Haul to somebody moving apartments. Yes, I judge myself. Yes, that's the reality, is I judge myself, and you probably judge yourself as well. But you know what? You got to get past it. You got to suck it up, buttercup. You got to get past it. And I try to get past it. I get up every morning. I don't half-ass it. I turn around, approach it, do what I have to do every single day. And listen, it's hard. I judge myself. I'm battling my ego. I'm battling all these different things that are saying, hey, but you did the right thing all the time. Why are you in this situation? No one cares. That's the reality, is no one cares. If you're waiting for someone to turn around and say, okay, pat you on the head, okay, Johnny, it's going to be okay because you're a good person, yeah, you're going to be waiting a long time. I'm sorry to tell you that. So, you know, I'm going to cut this video short. It's about 12 minutes. Last thing I want to touch on is, you know, if you find yourself in a situation of judging, journal. Go back to one of my previous videos where I mentioned journaling. Journal. Put those emotions that you're feeling on paper and release them. That's what I try to do. I try to release them. You know, I feel like an idiot today. I can't believe I'm in this situation. I can't believe I did X, Y, and Z, and I still need money. Yes, that's all reality. Journal it. Don't sit there and wallow in your misery. Try to journal it. Get it down on paper. Get it out of your head and onto paper and release it, and then move on with the next day. Okay, last couple things. I'm going down. I'm going to be traveling this week, so I'm going to do some videos from on location in Florida and different places. So look for those videos. I try to be timely and make sure I get them out, you know, as close to Monday as possible. I mean, this is the exact opposite of Monday. I try to get my videos out on Monday. This is Sunday of the week. Last thing, again, leave a comment. For every like, $1 goes to the dog rescue in Costa Rica. Second thing, you leave a comment with your email address. I'll send you a box of purple carrot. Still stand by that. Really don't have any other products to plug this week. I will say I drove some beautiful cars. Yeah, so if you're in a position, I highly recommend a Porsche Panamera if you're in that position. Some beautiful cars, Cadillac Escalade, different vehicles I've driven this week. So I will say that they're fantastic cars. Each one's terrific in its own way. But anyway, get off my car reviews. Until next week, this is JD. Have a heart of a lion. If you have any questions or comments, or you're battling your own demons of judgment and ego, you know, leave a comment. I'll respond to it. I'll get back to you. We'll help each other. Everyone's on this journey, you know, 10-year journey, 10-year transformation. If change was easy, everyone would be living their dream life. Change is not easy. It is not easy. You have to stay committed to it. You have to know your destination. You have to clearly visualize your destination before you start out and move toward it. That's the reality, because these demons, they come up. Anyone who's looking to make lasting change, you're gonna come up against some challenges. So, as I said, have a great week, and I'll see you from the road, and have a heart of a lion.